Welcome back, everyone. It's me. I'm alive. It's, well, last episode for this. And that is because I'm almost there. I'm almost there. It's been a lot of trading. It's been a lot of stuff. I just really wanted to make money. And before I knew it, it's almost there. It's almost done. I can retire. Oh, right. And it's been a while. Man, it's been a while. Okay, so I know I haven't really done anything, and the part of that is about November, December is when my job absolutely sucks out my time. Like, quite literally eats every single bit of spare time I have. So, what little times I have to take a break, I probably just get on here, grab some traders down, sell. I mean, I never built this 3x3 area. The pool is ready. The pool is ready. There's like no lights or anything, but it's ready. Whee! You actually can drown down here. See? You can drown. Oh, 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 oh. Let her, let her. Yeah, you should probably not go underwater like that. It's really odd the way it does that, but, will my suit keep me alive? Ignore these. See, because when you're here, when you're in the room tile itself, it tells you just how much water there is. It's a lot of water. And when I get down here, will it close on me? No, it will not. You can see that it's almost full of water. Yeah. Oh, I may have accidentally hurt myself. Anyways, so yeah, I kind of like it. The water is kind of cool. I think if I do something like this, it just... Oh, right, I disconnected it, so there's no water to be had. Never mind. But it's an amazing view. Really good view. Oh, and the rockets are naked for a reason. Okay, so unfortunately, since I haven't been playing for a while, my rocket system on this save is broken. Which is really sad because it was the way for me to get lots of gases and all of that stuff. But it's broken now. Go figure. I think it was around the time that the plants got refactored to the new system. Typically, it is not a good idea to have rockets out in space. No storm yet. Why are the tomatoes out here? It's not a good idea to have rockets out in space because when a major update happens, sometimes it just breaks them. Like the rockets will have no hope of anything. Barely growing towards fruiting. Yeah. Thriving, yeah. So my Larrys are still going. All of that is going. Oh, and I completely forgot something very important. Oh, I left this on. They're starving and... Oh, goodness. Look at all of this eggs. This is... My save is crapping out a little bit, probably because of all of the loose junk on the floor. I mean, look at all this. Yeah. Anyways. After checking on everything, the first thing I did is try to send my rockets up into space. And when I went upstairs to see what was happening, the first thing that happened was, for some reason, my upstairs power was completely undone. What I didn't realize is the wind generation now is stronger. I had to go and fix my wind turbine setup because now wind turbines give 20 kilowatts of power. Man, that's loud. Instead of the 10 kilowatts. So some stuff was kind of busted. That still works. I'm, again, ridiculously full on iron. I've been selling a lot of that and a bunch of alloys. You can make quite a bit of money on alloys. And so let's do the final sale. It took a while, but I had to wait for Trader Karen, and let's see what she wants. I haven't sold anything to her. And try to decide what my final sale to reach me 1 million would be. Trader Karen! Oh, of course, your metallurgy. Okay, so you just want rocks. You know what? Everything. You get everything. Everything. I did it, guys! I can retire. I'm finally capable of retiring. Over 1 million space bucks. This guns don't work. It's sad. They don't work. I tried. I tried to kill some chickens. I tried to stun people. I even temporarily allowed somebody out so that I could check them. They just don't work. Maybe they have to be online. So with that, I reached my goal. 1 million space bucks. It was a lot of trading, a lot of everything. I can't believe how much I had to spend on this. Maybe next time I probably would have chosen 100,000. That would have been a better goal. I just did not realize just how much it would be. You know what? I got way too much crap. I'll just bring you down here, because this actually works really well. Let's go down there. The airlock system. Did I show that last time? I really don't know what's going on anymore. That's the sad thing. I'm kind of out of touch with everything I did in this save. I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep growing bigger. And at some point, I finally just decided to trade. That's how I got that money. In no way did I rob trader bots. It's not like I have a pile of corpses somewhere. So I was gonna do the same thing with a 3x3. Ooh, wow, that was quick. But man, this save has gotten unstable, and as well as the fact that I can no longer trade. Ooh, wow, I got quiet here. That is so much quieter than out there. Up there's the sound again. This save is unstable. I got too much junk on the ground. I think all the food in the fridge, the eggshells, the chickens. There were more than that. I literally forgot about them, that I was hatching them, and they did chicken things. Very, very chicken related things. And like I said, my apartments just are not done. I never got the full suites done, but I did get it mostly done. Like, at some point I would have had to just keep doing, like, trader rerolls or something, and gotten specifically only ore traders, because I had a lot of stuff from the rockets. And quite honestly, I'm surprised at how much stuff I kept generating as I was doing stuff. And as you can see, I ran out of gold. I'm just gonna sell a little bit. I think I have nickel in there. Maybe it's lead. Whatever. I'm almost out of nickel too. And you kind of saw that last time where I mean, even this is still a lot. 56 stacks of 50 cobalt, that's a lot. And that's not even, like, the fact that I even have backpacks capable of making more of these. You know, like, literally, this is a whole backpack that can smelt stellite. It's literally all the ingredients needed to smelt these, and I managed to have 2 full backpacks of each. I was going to keep working on it and have more backpacks, and look, there's still plenty of steel making. It's crazy. I just had a surplus of stuff, and I just had to trade and sell, and every time I got distracted with something else, inventory built up. And so, yeah, I just had to sit down because honestly, when you work, you know, when life takes away your free time, work. Sometimes all you can do is sit back and do something kind of menial, kind of enjoyable. And since I did want to finish this save at some point, I just slowly traded away up there, and it still took a while. Because I mean, look, I'm at 1,000,000 for 135 now. So if I were to sell everything this guy wanted, except for the gold, you can see I only barely made about 2,500 gold out of that. It's not a lot. Strangely enough, Build Inc. was my moneymaker. Specifically the medium or the far tier Build Inks, that is. They made bank. Because when they buy, I think it was 200 grams of super alloys. When they buy that much, I'm gonna keep her hostage for a while longer. When they buy 200 grams of, you know, haste alloy, priced at 15 gold each, that's a lot of money. It got to the point where that's basically what I did. If I saw Build Inc., you know, a good tier of Build Inc., I will bring them down to sell to them because they were my money makers. Because they literally were the ones that made money for me to make the save quick. And, you know, dead times like this where I didn't have them, I didn't bother. This would have been much easier if, you know, if Essa joined. If Essa joined me for this, it could have been one of those, hey, this guy wants cakes, other stuff, let's sell it to them. And, you know, we could have tag teamed that and gotten all the money and done faster, but alas, times just didn't line up. Oh. And like I said, after returning after an update, this save broke pretty bad. And unfortunately, there's no way I could fix it. So what ended up happening is 2 of my rockets got deleted. Which is kind of sad, but, you know, 2 of them got deleted. At first, I was like, yeah, that's no big loss. I have a literal surplus of items. I don't mind losing it. So the ones that I lost were the mining rocket and the scanner rocket. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just make a bigger, better rocket. So, yeah, there's groaning in the pipes. And the reason for that is because I redid the engine. We have pressure-fed liquid engines. It's all liquid engines now. That one is the pumped. It's the one that uses nitrous and liquid volatiles. This one is a pressure-fed with volatiles and oxygen. And because I needed a challenge, recently I redid this and made a pressure-fed engine with, there's oxygen in there but my pipe network is tainted with nitrous. Nitrous, that's right. Pressure-fed engine with nitrous fuel. That was the thing that I was gonna go for. The absolute biggest achievement, to have a purely... What is up with... Oh, because of my logic over here. That's fine. I had to fix all this too. So let me extend those, fill it back up, because we're gonna do some test fires before I sign off on this. Now, if I want to go realistically, technically, the run should have ended when I died due to my mining accident on like day 40. Whenever that happened, that's when the run should have ended. So all this was just nice, fun stuff to figure out more systems. So I'm gonna pump this rocket full again on both. No, that's not full. I misread that number. I thought it was 480. That was about to freak out. So we're gonna pump it to almost full. Like that, almost full. And we're going to retract the thing. I do like the rocket system in this game. It's actually really nice. It's a very good culmination of like literally everything you do. And it has been a pretty good challenge to work this out too. So I'll go over the scripts. I'll go over how it works, because I'm gonna actually publish the scripts for both of these engines. Just because these things are hard to work with. I'm not gonna lie, they are hard to work with. I had to do quite a bit of math. It's not foreign to me to do the math. So this is gonna be full now. That's right, that's still gonna do stuff. That is always so quirky to see. But I mean, it's like, look, I have 21,000 liters of oxygen. Like, I could definitely fuel my rockets. I have not 140. I have 14,000 liters of nitrous. It's insane. Like, I had plenty. And then volatiles. I have a tank of 44 megapascals of volatiles, and I'm also making more liquid volatiles. You know, this was like 20. It's doable. Like, rockets are essentially no longer a resource sink for me. And as far as liquid pollutants go, you know, I was selling them to the traders. You know, I brought them down, sold extras. Like, I even sold my extra oxygen, because that was at 40 megapascals. I sold extras of that. I really need to sell extra CO2, but whatever. I mean, it was like a pitiable amount, but really we need a better gas trader in this game. We really do need a better gas trader. It's just not very... There's just not a lot we can do with that. So let's go over the rockets one last time, and then I'll go sign off. This has been a fun journey. She's never gonna leave him. I think I'm just gonna keep her hostage. And you can see a lot of this stuff broke. And the reason I can't fix it anymore is because, unfortunately, those rockets I lost, they're still up there. They're in space. If I were to launch any rocket, and I've tried this, because I wanted to do a test fire, did that. As soon as the rocket hit Europa orbit, all of a sudden they exploded. And my message log said something like, you know, it would say scanner rocket V2 has crashed in corner pipe, which confused the heck out of me. And I was trying to figure out what was happening. Like, was it crashed? Like, did it just explode and do something weird? Like, I thought it was programming issues. Until at some point, I sent the ore miner rocket, you know, with the liquid nitrous fuel, and it crashed onto a housing that was present on the scanner rocket. Now, because my scripts work on the exact names due to name hash, I thought it did something to that rocket. So I went down there to check to see what it was, and it turns out that that housing was fine. So that tells me that the other two rockets are still up there in space, being a literal obstacle. And I try to look at the commands, you know, like I went here, did help, something about rockets. So I'm like, okay, so rocket print, and it only ever gave me those three IDs. So I, you know, nothing I could have done. So then I went back and I checked my files, and sure enough, I found the old rocket data files, but for my new saves, they're not there. It's almost like they don't exist anymore. So something got cleaned up, but something didn't. I don't know. Maybe like the rocket ID files got removed from a lot of the stuff up there, and they technically don't exist, but still do. I don't know. It would be a huge hassle for me to figure out what's wrong and fix it. And let's just be honest, my piping is the flipware. Even if I were to remove every single trace of insulated liquid pipes and go to my save file and find the ones that are still existing and delete them, I don't know that that would fix everything. So my rockets are grounded permanently. And I haven't tried moving them to a different area, but I don't know. I would have thought theoretically only the ore miner rocket and the scanner rockets would be the ones that had issues, because those two are the ones that went up to space. Like, I would have thought that that rocket would have been fine, but that one crashed too. I guess maybe at some point I could try to build a rocket, maybe over there by the apartments or something, and shoot it off into space and see what happens. Oh well. Can't fix it. No more renewable resources from the rockets. So eventually I will run out of stuff over here. On this save at least. And the only way I can get it back is if I can go back on the save far enough where all of my rockets are grounded and then resume from there. But I really don't want to redo all that work over there. Because who knows when that was? Who knows when that was? Anyways, enough about the griping. Pressure fed test results. So we're going to go to the engine control for my scanner rocket. That'll be the first one to go. Okay. Gonna edit and pause it. So it's pretty simple. Although not really, but pretty simple. So 5 devices, you know, again, I'll put it. Your engine, a pipe analyzer for the engine pipes, your volatiles pump, oxygen pump, and a purge valve. The purge valve is maybe not necessary. It's just there just in case. So now you don't really need turbo pumps because one thing that I found out from between my Venus save, yes, I have a save on Venus. My Venus save has a pressure-fed gas rocket engine, and this save has pretty much all the liquid rocket engines. One other thing I found out is that liquid-fed rocket engines, they consume roughly half of the fuel per tick compared to a pressure-fed engine. So pressure-fed engine getting you, like, you know, pressurized to like 60 megapascals because, you know, we always like to live dangerously. It consumes about 57, 58 moles of gas per tick. That's quite a lot. That's a lot of consumption. No wonder. Pressure-fed gas engine. No wonder it's a lot. So consuming that much, it's not great efficiency. For only that much? Ugh. It's bad. In comparison, yeah, this says max thrust of 29.3 kilonewtons. Efficiency, 160%, but consuming half of that and get comparable thrust, that's a huge gain. So, with that, the only problem is that when liquids are mixed together, We need the perfect ratio for the rocket. Hush that up. We need the perfect ratio for the rocket system. And getting a 2-to-1 ratio is a little bit quirky because you can't just have 66% volatiles and 33% oxygen because you have different densities towards the liquids. So the percentage is going to look really weird as far as liquids are concerned. But the molar count is going to be about the same. But then you also have pressure and gas too. And as I found out, oxygen will be the pressure and gas for volatiles, nitrogen, and itself. So oxygen is our pressure and gas. We can't use anything else. We saw that in the previous attempt. And so then comes the difficult part. I have to balance it in such a way, but because the pressure fed engine doesn't just eat liquids like the pump does, the pump cannot take in gas. The pressure fed does. It eats some gas, which makes it a little bit harder to balance. So this script, for the time being, it's fairly simple. It figures out the volume of the pipe network that it has to work with, and it tries to fill it half full. So 50% of that pipe network is going to be filled with volatiles, liquid volatiles. And then from the number of moles of liquid volatiles, it will take that number and it is going to use that to fill it with oxygen. That way we should have a near perfect 66-33. It's actually going to be off a little bit. But the reason why I'm filling the pipe is because I want as few pressurant oxygen gas as possible. But I don't want to break the pipe. Because the next part of the equation to get good thrust is pressure. And so the engine is going to look at the pipe pressure and it's going to try to hit the target pressure, which right now my code is 5.9 megapascals because we like to live dangerously. It could be lower, it could be higher, but I wanted to see close to max what it could be. So it's going to do that, and it's going to try to push heat from the engine to force some of that liquid oxygen to evaporate. Because after all, whoops, wrong one. Go back to phase change diagram. To get 5.9 megapascals, use Celsius. Ooh, this is going to be rough. It's going to have to take it to roughly, what, negative 111? Yeah, negative 111 Celsius. So that engine pipe is going to try to get as hot as possible to get it pressurized, which is fine. That's what the purge valve is for, just in case it overshoots. And, we don't want it to go boom. So it's going to do that. But then the last thing is, it looks at how much gas got passed. This is where I had to do a little bit of thinking and trying to figure it out. Now, since it's going to pass about 27 moles, just a nice even number, divide that by 3, that's 9. So I need to get 18 moles of liquid volatiles back into the engine and another 9 of oxygen back in. That should preserve the ratio. So in addition to what it's pumping out to keep, the original ratios correct, it's going to add a little bit extra to offset how much the engine is using. And so that's a script in a nutshell. And I completely forgot about the fact that I need to make sure that the pipe analyzer is on. I'm going to probably do that offline. Just a little code here. If pipe analyzer is off, go to turn on pipe analyzer, turn my pumps off because I don't want them to be on. Force set the pipe analyzer on, and then once it's on, then it'll do that. I'll do that. I gotta do that. So, let's see how it goes. So, the scanner rocket has that. So right now, because I've been doing a lot of test firing, my pressure's already fairly high, so it's not gonna take long to get it going. But all I have to do is just turn it on. And as you can see, 37.3 kilonewtons of thrust, so roughly 37 kilonewtons of thrust in a pressure-fed gas engine. And where's the engine? As you see, the number of moles it passes, about 26 moles. So this thing has a very long shelf life. It's pretty sweet. I hope that doesn't break anything. It would have been a great thing, because after all, the bonus of the scanner rocket is it's so light. It could have done the zoomies everywhere, and gotten by pretty, it just would have been great. But instead, if I send it out in space, it's gonna explode. And as you can see, the pressure is probably not, it's not up at 5, the max. The thing is not very, I didn't want it to be very hot. It was very hot. I've been adjusting the, what is it? I've been using this to modify how fast it is. I cut it down by a factor of 20. Any faster than that, and it would heat up that engine too fast. It would overpressurize, and that pressure valve will be getting used a lot more. That's why I said it's kind of optional, but use it if you need to. So, but for sure, when I turn it off, it might turn it. No, it didn't turn it on even. Go figure. So, that's a liquid. That's a liquid oxygen. That was better than my original system where I pre-mixed the fuel and try to get it in there. And remember, it started out at that good thrust. But the emptier it got, the worse and worse the performance got, to the point I was barely getting 25 kilonewtons of thrust. So this keeps the engine going at a constant, perfect pace. So now we're going to move on to the nitrous. Oh, and this is a tough one. Not going to lie. This one was a tough one. Because after all, there's one very important thing about liquid nitrous, and that is, look at this freezing point, and when I add liquid volatiles to it, where is it? You see this? It's a pretty big gap here, so I have liquid volatiles way below the freezing point of liquid nitrous. So this engine is a booger to work with. And so, unlike the other script that keeps the engine pipe kind of full, which, as you can kind of see, the engine pipe, it's full, it's got some liquids, it's got, half of it is, a little over half is liquids. Yeah, so about 130 liters of this should be volatiles. No, that can't be right. I may have adjusted that. No, it is actually probably right. 130 liters of that is liquid volatiles, and then the other 30 liters is about liquid oxygen. You can see the ratios are a little bit off, but, truth be told, it should come out to almost exactly what I need. Anyways, so, yeah, so for the liquid oxygen, I can keep fuel there. I can try to modify it to get it to the target pressure. For the nitrous, you can't do that. I cannot do that. Look, I even horribly misjudged I need more liquid volatile space garage, because I have more liquid nitrous than volatiles. Whoops. That's wasted space, extra weight that I don't need. I literally have double this. Anyways, so this engine pipe, it only has a little bit of liquids, and the temperature is 279, 280, so I'm trying to keep it at about 0 Celsius, if I remember right. Oh, I must have done some modifications. I need to adjust this. This needs to be 273. Export. It's going to do that on the next go around. So, this is predominantly liquid nitrous, because if I have any liquid volatiles, I'd have frozen liquid nitrous, and that breaks pipes. Can't break pipes. And so I had to do a lot of experimentation on this. And I found out that doing the same sort of thing, trying to give a good target, nitrous is a little bit more dense than oxygen, but I need a 50-50 ratio. I tried to do the same thing, figure out exactly how much I need nitrous and volatiles, because remember, liquids get consumed more than the engine. When I did this test on an empty pipe, actually, let's do that right now. The pressure is... I never got the pressure in here. Come on, game. Go down lower. Come on. Is it... Did I... No. I don't like the scroll bar sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't seem to go all the way down like it needs to. That or I'm crazy. Oh, it's up here. I'm an idiot. All right. So you see the pressure is 5950, and so I'm gonna expel the last little bit of liquid nitrous. And where's pass moles? So we're gonna see it's gonna empty it out. You're gonna see the pass moles will drop sharply. So yeah, see now it's about 3. So what that tells me is that at that high pressure, only 3 moles of like the 26 is gas. So that means I have like 22 moles that is purely from liquids, and that's what I need to balance. That was the hard part for this, getting a good balance. Let to continue on with that thought, and I had to do like a target volume to see just how much the target pump is. Just like the previous one, it's just the same stuff: engine, pipe cowl, volatiles pump, nitrous pump, and the purge valve is now mandatory. The reason being, this system will run away with pressure very quickly because all the liquid volatiles has got to evaporate, which means that when the engine turns off, it's gonna any existing liquid volatiles are going to immediately evaporate and it's gonna cause problems. So what I found out is about 0.32 uh liters on the nitrous pump seems to be about a good number to keep up with the engine's consumption, which honestly the math isn't quite happy with that. There seems to be a little bit more underlying math about how much the consumption is, because I mean, like I said, 27, 3, 24, 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 divided by 38.5. Yeah, it's about about point 0.3 liter. And then, do the same thing. 12 divided by 25, 0.3 liters plus 0.48. Yeah, it's strange, but I think from this experimentally, I found out that the engine takes about zero point 0.8 liters, anywhere between 0.75 to 1 liter of liquids to power itself. So if liquid nitrous is pumping at a faster rate than like zero point 0.3, it starts to fill in the engine. And so you can imagine that the math done with that for the liquid nitrous does the same thing. But I don't want to bore you with too much details. I know I got to do the engine pipe thing here on this code too, because I always run with the auto scan off, auto shut off because it's kind of problematic with devices. Anyway, so unfortunately I had to do the math a little bit different on this one because I needed to have a set pump rates, and if I didn't consider how much you know gas gets passed through it, it would have been fairly simple. I just want to do a target volume pump rate of, zero point 0.3, set that for my nitrous pump and whatnot. But then the issue would have been, well, when the throttle happens, when I adjust the throttle for my landing sequence, it's going to throw it off and then problems. So I had to try to error proof it as much as possible. So yeah, at 100%, it's going to try to target zero point 0.3 liters of nitrous. What was it, zero point 0.6 or something like that of volatiles, and that should get almost the perfect amount for full burn. But then we have the weirdness where any liquid volatiles will get heated up to like what 0 Celsius and flash evaporate, and that yeah, it's a messy engine to work with. It's highly unstable. 10 out of 10 recommend if you really want to be a glutton for pain. Otherwise, the script at least will kind of work. And then I did the same thing. I checked to see how much moles got passed. And unfortunately, it was not a very simple thing to do. Uh, I had to mess with it quite a bit. Like I had to It's the same thing. I found out how many moles are there. I needed to figure out roughly the ratio of what it needed to be. Did an offset, and it just did this for the engine. So this is what I got. I had to make the liquid volatiles for pass mole a little bit stronger than the nitrous because unfortunately on a fire it would become very nitrous rich. So I had to adjust that until the engine corrected itself. And that correction is not fast. This is why I have liquid nitrous and liquid volatiles here. So when I fire this, this is going to take a while to get up to speed. You're going to see it start at a very, very slow thrust and eventually cap out somewhere around 57. And it's still going to be a little bit unstable, but that's just the nature of it. I don't have it pumping full 100% at the start. I just need a little bit at a time because I don't want to overwhelm this too quick. And that purge valve is mandatory. That pressure can spike up and eventually overpressurize the engine. So, without further ado, liquid nitrous, the toughest engine that I had to work with. So, it's going to be slow. It's catching up. You see right now I'm very nitrous volatile rich. And as this corrects itself, it's going to get better. But my pressure is also low. And it's not until more volatiles get in there that the pressure will slowly start to climb. In fact, you can kind of see that. See, this is correcting. You'll see stronger thrust. And then it's gonna seem like it caps out. Now, a pressure gas-fed engine at almost 60 megapascals with cool fuel, you can get about this much thrust. But like I said, it's going to be costing you about 56 moles per tick. And as you can see that, I'm getting about that much thrust. Or significantly less than that. The downside of this is very unstable. I haven't quite figured out how to make this pressure go up faster. And as you can see, I'm building up my liquids. That's not a thing that I want with this script, because the more liquid nitrous there is, the worse this ratio will become. But as you can see, it's almost a perfect burn rate. The temperature is holding pretty close to 0. And yeah, that's what I was doing. The reason I got it a higher temp is to build the pressure up faster. And as you can see, it's not that fast. I might readjust the build for this build so that when this purge valve comes on and stores some of the volatiles, there's going to be a pressurant valve. I do have a pressurant valve right now. Where is it? Yeah, I have a pressurant valve right now that's filling up the liquid volatile tank. And the reason I know this is because the temperature will increase as it empties out. But yeah, take a look at that now. We're at 56 kilonewtons, and the pressure is almost topped out. If I turn off the engine, all those liquid volatiles is going to evaporate, and this is why that purge valve is not optional. We need that to absorb the rapid evaporation of that, and this is why our target is 0 Celsius, because you can see, scarily enough, that getting pretty close to freezing some of my nitrous. And the next time we turn on the engine with some liquids in here, the thrust is going to be kind of bad, and it's gonna get up to speed better. When it's empty, it's going to struggle, but when the more full it is, the better it will be. So, yeah. All in all, this works pretty well. Hopefully this can be something that can be helpful to you. That is a lovely looking burn. But yeah, this is those are my 2 scripts. I'll post them online. I'm cool, hungry. And this is actually where we're gonna leave Trade Europa. This was a long project for sure. I definitely enjoyed that. If I turn this off, I think this will spike up high. I believe that purge valve is actually keeping things up. Yep, you see I'm pushing some of the volatiles in there. But yeah, look at that. Very steady, very lovely amount of thrust. Definitely much cheaper. Alright. That's my 2 engines. I'll fix this script so that it does something for the pipe analyzers. I completely forgot about them. One of the hardest parts of making a script is sometimes you just don't do things in ways that make sense. A lot of my scripts I made, as you can kind of see, are very custom for my needs. Let's just go with that. They're very custom for my needs. So they're just not very friendly. I try to make this one a little bit friendly for that. Also, guns. This is kind of... I have kill and stun, and they don't do anything. Or I can't tell that they do anything. Actually, this is kind of weird. This is a huge delay between firing. Like, I'm spam clicking. You see how long it took from there to here? Alright, chickens. Make. Gotta dual guns here. Fire, please. Ah. Yeah, they don't do anything. Does it do something to the eggs? Fire at the egg. No. I think the chicken blocked that shot. No! The chickens are learning. Yeah, guns don't do anything. I really don't think they do anything in this game. It's kind of sad. Alright. Thank y'all for joining me on this. This was fun for me, doing the whole trade thing after the Vulcan incident. What else do I plan to do? Honestly? I'm not entirely sure. I can't believe I actually have time to do stuff again. This will be mine. I'll take A2. Okay, I guess I won't take A2. These cats have taken over A2, A1. I'm still trying to figure out phase change in Venus. I still am. I haven't given up on that yet. I'm trying to find a way to do it better. The problem with that is it's just... Venus sucks so bad at how hard it is. Oh gosh, I'm a decapitated body. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. There's light now. This is so wrong. Okay. Oh, if I take off my uniform, I'll be seeing myself, won't I? Oh, that's even worse. Body horror. Oh, gosh. I've been trying to come up with a way to do no atmospherics for Venus. It's not working too well. I've done different things. I've done the storm capture. I've done all sorts of things. It's just... the problem is working at the upper end. I tried my hardest not to use the atmospherics AC or any other cheesy methods like furnace heat deletion. It's just not viable. It is sad for me to say that if you're not going to use cheesy methods on Venus, you almost literally need to build a rocket, send it out into space, mine you space pollutants, and bring it down and let that be what you use to cool your hot water so that you can keep your base going. It's... the point where we have to literally build a rocket to mine ice in space to keep your base cool without using the AC, the atmospherics AC kit, it just kind of shows how unviable it is. I tried But the thing that happened is even though on the low end I could get it to cool, I was not producing liquids fast enough. I would need a really strong system in order to be able to radiate that out, and it just was not working. I even built an atmospheric shroom to capture a big, like a hangar's worth of storm air, and use passive radiators to cool down that room for my hot tank that was used to cool my water. It still was not enough. Even though that room added an extra little buffer, it just was not enough. Ugh. But I've been enjoying some brutal starts. I've been trying some stuff as I took breaks. Ah. I'll be honest, I was preparing myself for Venus because I wanted to use the terraforming mod, take this extra money, and use that to kickstart terraforming. You know, that's what the terraforming trader was for. I would buy gases, sell Venus junk to him, and use that money to help speed it up, essentially. But I know that that mod is kind of busted. And gotta wait for the devs. Oh well. I'll probably keep doing stuff. I'll keep testing stuff. So hopefully the if you play this game and you wanted to give liquid pressure fed engines a try, if my script helps you, great. If it does not, well, I mean, it my stuff is not error free. Look, you saw me struggle with an airlock. If you've been here the whole time, you saw me struggle with an airlock for literally 30 minutes, only to find out that I did something wrong. I make mistakes too. But yeah, point it out to me. I'll try to fix it. And, well, I hope to see you later. I might do some other stuff. I think I might actually give the space starter a try. I know that's rocket oriented. It's not very fun. I might give myself extra rocket landers so that I have 2 rockets to send instead of the 1. Alrighty. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a good rest of the day. And I'll see you on whatever my next adventure would be.